Artie Quitter podcast.
Howard wasn't waiting for Llewellyn to get down in the van. Hey, Graham, I got mine. This is that flavor. What scent is this, honey? That creepy, that agent? The agent knew what scent her lotion was. What scent is this, honey? That's Hawaiian Mist. That's Hawaiian Mist. At what point will that guy be killing himself? Oh, it's hilarious. Are we on?
Yeah.
We've been on. Have we been on?
I started it like a minute ago.
All right, well, let's see what that is. Oh, my God. Well, listen, the fun's already started.
Oh, yeah.
Gilbert Gottfried is a comedian, and he's in my kitchen. And this is a long series. You've seen Seinfeld getting coffee with comedians. This is me, comedians in my kitchen. And quite frankly, it's not catching on the way Seinfeld does. I've gotten zero heat from this. And I've been doing it for 10 months, 4 days a week. Seinfeld takes off to, I believe, teach his kid how to fly the space shuttle that he just bought. Me and David Tell were driving in a cab after the Comedy Cellar one night up to his apartment, and we passed by. There's that, I won't say the street, but there's a garage where supposedly Seinfeld has like 80 Porsches.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, he bought a garage, a whole like parking garage where he just has Porsches, and that's all he has.
I can't find Porsches here.
Like different kinds of Porsches. Like,
my Rolls Royces are in the other garage. I can't have them mingling together. You don't put a Porsche with a Rolls Royce. Anyone who knows cars knows about this.
So he's doing a lot of the relatable material. Jared, how's your material changed as you became a billionaire? Well, I used to do about how, Sephardic Jews shouldn't date, Hasidic Jews in Crown Heights. And now I do how you can't mix a Rolls Royce with a Porsche. If you have 80 Rolls Royces, don't put it near 80 Porsches. He literally has 80, and I think like he's one of those guys where we read in the newspaper that he might have bought the Batmobile. I'm not sure. He might have bought the Adam West Batmobile, and I think he restored it so it's like you could drive it. And
you can't put the Batmobile with the Austin Martin. The two don't mix.
You can't put the Adam West Batmobile with the Michael Keaton Batmobile.
I saw them trying to mix my yachts together.
By them, I meant the Mexican crew. Oh, my God.
All of my private jets have a separate place.
Yeah, that's the material he's doing now. The blue-collar crowds in Minneapolis going, when you have to wait on, your jet is third on line to fuel? How come I don't read anything in the Daily News about the price of private jet fuel? The New York Post and the Daily News don't print the private jet fuel going. They're talking Met bleacher tickets have gone on $2. So we were thinking about like his kids, Seinfeld's kids, going to the prom in the Batmobile. I guess his son losing his virginity in the space shuttle. Hey, honey, I think little, I don't know what his name is, Irving?
Little Irving Seinfeld.
Little Irving took the space shuttle to school. Does he know how to operate it yet? Yeah, Neil Armstrong is tied downstairs in the basement teaching.
The chauffeur in the Batmobile is George Clooney.
Yeah, I don't do stereotypical black chauffeurs. I have a white guy. Yeah, so I just so out of touch of like your kid. God, if I was his kid, I would make sure I lost my virginity in one of those cars.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Okay, here we go. What is this? The highest paid comedians 2000. Now you do.
I'm going to take a wild guess. My name's not on the top of the list.
It goes Jerry Seinfeld.
Wait. Probably Kevin Hart.
Okay, wait a minute. Jerry Seinfeld, then that's literally 8 black guys with one name. That you've never heard of.
Elmo, Calvin.
It's Jerry Seinfeld, Conquest.
Sapphire.
Slick motherfucker. Talent. Remember that guy? This guy's name was Talent.
Oh, yeah.
That is really putting pressure on yourself. And then you see him and you go, oh, maybe it's like calling a fat guy tiny. It's an ironic thing. Yeah, okay. So Seinfeld is at the top still in 2015? Because I would think, Kevin Hart's name is there. Of course, Jeff Dunham.
Oh, yeah.
Jeff, at what point did you put Jeff Dunham's dummy? Does he consider Jeff Dunham? Okay, he could. Seinfeld is still up there though. I guess he's still, because I think they're counting the residuals still every year. That's not fair. The Seinfeld residuals, I think they count. Jerry Seinfeld once said there are 4 stages of comedy: make your friends laugh, make strangers laugh, get paid to make strangers laugh, and then catch herpes in the Batmobile. No, and make people talk like you because it's so much fun. There you go. Yeah, so in other words, the point there is Jerry Seinfeld is not at a party in the Hamptons right now doing a Gilbert impression.
Yeah.
Kevin Hart is not in Beverly Hills doing his best Artie line. So, okay, he could have stopped at number 3 and have been okay, at least financially. The Seinfeld co-creator and stand-up comic ranks as the top-earning comedian, having raked in $36 million between June 1st, 2014 and June 1st, 2015, with little trouble. But wait a minute, again, not to get into this subject again, but I would say Tracy Morgan would have to be the high. and then 3 guys who opened for him that night: Artie Fuqua. Guys you never... Yeah, but Tracy Morgan, I think...
I don't mix my Fuqua.
I got some complaint. Get Forbes on the phone. I take umbrage with your Jerry Seinfeld article. $36 million. That's what I made for the first quarter from Walmart. I got Sam Walton's balls on my fucking treasure chest.
Someone come here and read me this article.
Hey, is Tina Fey home? I needed to read something again. Could you tell Mr. Baldwin that Tracy's on the phone? I need him to... It's not my contract. It's something else. Oh, fucking my esophagus hurts. Oh, it's fucking funny. Yeah, Tracy Morgan, I'm going to give it to him. I mean, of course, Seinfeld made his money by sitting down and writing new jokes, even though he's worth $1 billion, and, traveling the country and saying them and getting residuals from a show he took time to create. And Tracy got his money because a tired truck driver veered into his lane. I've been, I got the mixed reaction at the Comedy Store. I tried this joke. I shouldn't open with it is the problem because it digs a hole. I've been getting up on it because Tracy Morgan's new home that he just bought. It's insane. Really, it is like the White House in North Jersey. And it was a picture of the paper, and I said, I saw that, and I'm very happy for him. But I said, if there's any Walmart drivers in the audience tonight, I'll be at exit 8A on the Turnpike at 2 a.m. And I'll be driving, a gray gas home. And it's okay if you kill him. If you kill Greg, it's fine. As long as I survive, we'll be okay. And you have to either stay up for 24 straight hours or have a couple of Remy Martins. Read something to me. Oh, Christ. Well, that's it. With this first 8 minutes, we're not in show business anymore anyway.
Yeah.
The next time I invite Gilbert over to my kitchen, it's going to be to auction off the table.
Yeah.
Well, let me describe the dynamic in here because it's very, very impressive. Gilbert and I are doing doing exactly what you hear us doing now, but we'll be doing it on stage at Caroline's Comedy Club on 8th Avenue and 50th Street, right in the heart of Times Square, legendary place. And for the New York Comedy Festival, November the 11th at 7 p.m. And you can go get a link somewhere. I don't know why you would. Just go. That's all the information you need. So it's part of the comedy festival. It's going to be just me. Gilbert's wife is here. The details are it's just me and him on stage with a couple of mics doing the podcast. Yeah, and it'll air. It won't air that night, obviously. Okay, so it's in front of a live audience, and it'll air as Gilbert's podcast and my podcast, the same thing. And so Gilbert agreed to come in and promote it here sitting in the kitchen. So that's what we're promoting. But another very exciting thing is happening. There's a gentleman with a camera here doing a documentary on Gilbert Gottfried.
Oh, yeah, because it's so important. It's something.
He's doing a documentary on guys who haven't bought a shirt since 1978. So describe this. How did this come about?
I have no fucking.
Do you realize there's guys who invented vaccines who haven't had a documentary?
Yeah, like the guy that cured polio. Never had a documentary.
Never had a dinner.
And
this man.
Yeah. He cured polio and he never had a dinner. Ho ho, he, ha ha. Strange things are happening.
That's for anyone born after 1911. That's Red Buttons. Red Buttons had a bit literally on the roasts of the Dean Martin classic 70s roast where his bit was, he'd tell the guy, they're having a dinner for him, a roast, and he would, tell jokes about other historical figures who never had a dinner. He's pissed off that they never had a dinner.
Benjamin Franklin's wife, who said, "Why don't you go fly a kite?" And he never had a dinner.
One time, Don Rickles was like goofing on Red Buttons by doing his set. And what the funniest thing about Don Rickles was sometimes he would just make a face and do like a stereotypical, like a racist voice, and you didn't need a joke. He would just laugh. He would go, Red Buttons is here. He was trying out a new bit going, and Will Chamberlain, who once said, "We play tennis, never had a dinner." What? What the fuck does that mean? Will Chamberlain, who said, "We play tennis, never had a dinner." But think about that. Those guys made a living doing. Red Buttons. I don't know if he was ever the highest paid comedian. But those guys made a fine living. My favorite Red Buttons, though, is now we're veering over to a Red Buttons conversation. But how about Red Buttons when he would do like a Love Boat?
Yes.
And he would get serious.
Yes.
He would get serious. Like he would go up to Gavin McLeod and go, "You know what, Captain? All I wanted. I like to goof around, sure, but the only thing I wanted to do this weekend was show my wife a good time."
And they would have that really phony backdrop of the ocean.
Yeah, that was Gavin McLeod. Yeah, they would cut now you know how shit's done. Like we've been when you shoot a film, it does sort of ruin the illusion.
Yes.
After you shoot a movie, even the films Gilbert and I have been in, sort of it brings the curtain back a little bit, and you see how it's done. All you could do to me after I shot a movie was when I watch a film now, I think about how fucking long it must have taken.
Oh yes.
To shoot a scene, like an action scene, the close-ups, the setting up of this and that.
Like when you watch a scene where you see one guy fire and then the other guy fire the gun, and you realize the one guy firing the gun, they took like about 3 weeks of him shooting the gun.
And God forbid you get wet in the scene, like you got to dry
they
off.
They got to change
It really is. It changes your whole perspective on stuff. But Gavin McLeod, the Love Boat, you get like a generic shot of a boat, just a ship out of the harbor, and then Gavin McLeod to go from Mary Tyler Moore, where he looked kind of homosexual. With the, you don't realize.
Mary.
I didn't realize that as a kid. You're like, hey man. My wife is coming over, man. Your wife, really?
Yeah.
And then he goes to the fucking Love Boat thing, and he's got those knee-high white socks.
I know. That was always like, couldn't he have argued for long pants?
Well, my favorite thing was always like there were at the height of the Planet Hollywood restaurants being successful. There was one in every city. Like they opened one.
Oh, yeah.
For a while, you saw Schwarzenegger, Bruce Willis, and Stallone jetting to the one in Seattle or whatever the fuck it was, and on somebody else's dime. Like no one saw that coming. That it was going to fucking go under. But there were so many of them. It was like after a while the memorabilia kind of got thinned out, and I always thought like the one in Butte, Montana, just has Gavin McLeod's outfit from the pilot of the fucking Love Boat.
And then they had the fashion cafe that were models.
Yes. Yeah.
So it's like food from models.
Yeah, who cares? Right, exactly. Food from models.
Yeah, they weigh 3 ounces.
Yeah, just a vomitorium. No, I know. Who thought that? I mean, again, it seemed like a front for just a European like cocaine operation or something.
There were Arabs behind each other.
And we understand that Mr. Willis is coming. I'll give you 15,000 drachmas to fuck Demi. It's good Demi Moore party too. You get to know as she got older, you saw that she would start, that weed she had and everything. It was probably when she was young. She probably fucking got high and fucked everybody. It makes you fucking so turned on.
Oh yeah,
it really does. But anyway, I think about stuff like that. So are you? How long have you been shooting the documentary for? How long has it been going?
We're back to that.
Yeah, no. Well, there's a guy here with a camera. It's very disconcerting.
This is one of those things where someone says, "Oh, we're doing this," and then I go, "Oh, we are."
You mean the podcast?
Yeah, you are both. No, the documentary I'm fine. It's the podcast.
So wait, at some point, someone said you were going to go to Artie Lang's kitchen and talk for a while.
Yeah.
And were you smoking angel dust? Okay, well, we'll forget about the camera. It's very disconcerting because we're yelling out, racist stuff. It's one thing to do it in the microphone. There's a huge camera there going to cut to like every CNN, Jake Tapper. These two men who say they're comedians, these two animals, were saying this about Tracy Morgan.
The last podcast we did, I was getting all these tweets going, so you and Artie after 5 minutes turned entirely racist.
5 minutes?
Yeah.
30 seconds.
Well, there was a delay.
But there've been Klan meetings that were less racist for the first one. But no, we're pointing out again. We're being ironic. I'll explain.
Yes.
We're pointing out the hypocrisy of. You know what? I can't even buy that. I'm kidding. No, but the
hypocrisy of black people who can't read.
No, to suggest, it was interesting. My mother called me. True story. My mother called me up after Tracy Morgan did the Today Show. He was doing other interviews, and my mother called me up and said, "Oh, this is so sad. I'm watching him be interviewed. Are you watching this?" I'm like, "No, what channel?" She tells me the channel. He goes, "Oh, it's really sad. You can't understand." Anything he's saying. And I put it on. It was an interview from 2002. Never mind. But no, we should say, too, we bonded this summer at the Montreal Comedy Festival.
Oh, God.
Gilbert and we shot a big Showtime special that they said was going to air. Like that's a good sign. We shot it like 4 months ago, and it's supposed to air in the fall, and then my agent just said, no, now maybe January. It's
yes, that means it's strong.
It's like that plane that keeps changing gates.
Yeah.
Eventually, it's like, no, okay, you're at gate 7. You're at gate. No, get a room at the Radisson.
Yeah, because back then, they said it's gonna it's gonna be shown in Canada,
which is always a great thing.
Yeah, which is always big. And then they said, no, it's already been sold to Showtime and Canada. And now it's like nobody knows whatever happened to it.
Yeah, and then your agent knows but doesn't want to tell you and waits for you like a year later to ask about that.
Yeah.
Yeah, whatever happened with that Showtime special? Hey, you want to go to the SNL party? But no, so Gilbert and I did go to Montreal, and again, Gilbert was a little more pathetic for Gilbert. Gilbert's in his early 60s. I'm in my late 40s, and we agreed to do every single nasty show.
Oh yeah,
which is a staple of Montreal's comedy festival. It's like a midnight show. Where the 6 dirtiest comics up there sometimes you're just one of them, but we agreed to do every show. We were up there for 2 straight weeks, and you and Dara came up, and you were smart enough to take a break in between. I stayed up there. So we did that, and then we did other shows. Gilbert got roasted. But you were like in a coffin.
That was, I mean, when you do that comedy festival,
right.
It's like, you'll get your information that you're doing this show and this show.
Yeah.
And then when you get out there and it's like, oh, so you're doing this, and this. Yeah. Oh, what? You didn't get that?
Right. No, I know.
Yeah,
they spring it on you, and what they hope is that you're so depressed in your room that you'll leave for anything.
Yeah, you're so suicidal.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
Yeah, so they go, do you want to do such and such a show? Like, he's a hot comic in L.A. He's doing an alternative bit that he does on the stage. It's great. He'll fit right into it. He makes fun of your career for half an hour, and you sit there and get paid nothing. Of course, you don't get paid extra money. But we did at the end of the 2 weeks, we taped the Nasty Show for a Showtime special. And I hosted it and brought everybody up, and it seemed to go well. But again, that was in July.
It even when it did well,
yeah.
It never did great. It was never one of those things you said, "Wow, that was really good."
It was one of those things where you said, "I hope the check clears."
Yeah.
Because that was another thing they goof you into in Montreal. They give you a number, and then you realize they take the taxes out up there. And,
yes.
But then your manager or agent commissions you on the gross. Like, in other words, say you're getting paid whatever, like 10 grand or something, and you're not getting paid 10 grand because they take the Canadian taxes out. So now it's 6 grand, but your manager and agent, they commission you on the 10 grand.
Oh, of course.
So now it's like after whatever the fuck, you kind of break even for the 2 weeks.
And then it's like when you get the checks, then it takes like about a year for them to figure out if it's Canadian funds or American funds.
Oh, yeah. Canadian money, too. You have no respect for it. It's just like enormous blue pieces of paper, like a picture of a mongoose.
Oh, and you could see through it. It's like shiny.
You don't care. You'll just spend it. You'll go, I don't give a shit. Take this.
Yeah.
I don't want it.
It looks like play money.
Because it is.
Yeah, it is, exactly. Play money's worth more.
But there was a very, very, speaking of Gilbert and I getting racist, it was a very, very, very diverse group, the comics. There's about 5 or 6 comics that do every Nasty Show. One was a guy named Jimmy Carr, who was an English guy. Who, again, one of these guys, and he's like a throwback, I guess. I don't understand guys like this. He would come to do the Nasty Show, dressed in, what looked like a decent, like to me it was a tuxedo what he was in. But he would change. He would come to the gig and change into like a huge 3-piece suit, a beautiful like pressed 3-piece suit. And I go, why are you doing that? And then he would just get right back at it. He goes, I don't know, I have self-respect. I'm like, I don't gives a shit. I think he was trying to just impress us. But then there was a guy, did you know the older guy who was real thin? Mike Wellmont.
I don't think
the older
so.
guy was real thin.
Yeah.
I never met him before, but this guy, he looked like Mick Jagger, age-wise. But apparently he'd lost like 80 pounds or something. And he was diabetic, and he talked about it. It was, whatever. But Llewellyn was on the show, and she was Llewellyn.
Here we go.
No, it's again. Gilbert and I just seem to find this. Llewellyn was a heavy-set African American comic woman.
I'm sorry, I'm not familiar with that term.
Well, right, because it's a term that makes no sense. Like your favorite African American actress could be Charlize Theron.
Yeah. And my favorite African American entertainer, Juliette Prowse.
Right, exactly. It doesn't make any sense. So anyway, she was in Barat. I guess that's her big the Sacha Baron Cohen.
Yeah,
she played the hooker in Barat.
Yeah.
And she's been in a couple Adam Sandler movies, and she's an enormous black woman. Very nice, very sweet. And she has dyed white hair. She's very nice, and I guess she's older. She got into this business later in life. She actually did major time at LA County Jail. She's open about it.
Yes.
Yeah, she talks about it. And she's about 4'9", 320 pounds, and she has these press. I guess they're press on nails. Those nails that are
very scary.
Yeah, like
very
I mean, she has like 18-inch
nails.
nails.
Yeah,
and they curve around to where like you're looking at them going like, there's no way she can wipe her ass with those nails. That's all I obsess about. Like, how does she take them off? Like, what if she has to shit on a plane? Does she take them off on a plane? Like, how long is she going to be in the fucking bathroom on a plane?
I was in that movie, Shit on a Plane. I gotta take a shit on this motherfucking plane.
Sam Jackson. Jada Pinkett Smith.
I can't take a motherfucking shit on this motherfucking plane.
Tim Meadows. Whoopi Goldberg. Shit on a plane. I got some shit. Get me the fuck off this plane. I got some shit. Sir, bad news. We're all gonna have to shit on the plane. That's the premise. The premise is there's one bathroom and they can't land. That's it. I'm done. I'm getting out of the show business. That is the single greatest. I want to pitch that today. I want to go, Dara, as soon as we leave here, we're going to William Morris. We're saying, Gilbert and Artie have an idea.
Shit on a plane.
You're gonna notice a pattern in the actors we want to have play.
Everyone's an overweight black actor.
Anthony Anderson. Sam Jackson. Jada Pinkett Smith.
Charles Dutton.
The premises they have to
Cedric the Entertainer.
The premises they have to circle an airport because of terrorist attack, and then they realize there's one bathroom, and then at some point they go, "Hey, we all gotta shit on this plane." Shit on a plane coming this fall.
Dropping in a theater near you.
When does this movie drop, Cedric? Universal presents Shit on a Plane.
Universal eases out this next film.
Poop. Oh my God.
Being squeezed out June 12th.
Oh my God. Oh man! The sequel would be shit on a plane #2.
This time it's perched.
This time it's loose. The beginning is like all the passengers are in the airport and they're all eating the real greasy chicken. You can see the setup coming. Yeah, I'll have another coleslaw. Yeah, whatever. They thought they could eat as much as they wanted. After all, there's a bathroom in Ocean City, Maryland. they could use the bathroom on the land. And little did they know they'd have to shit on the plane. Oh my God! Shit on a plane.
And then there'll have to be that clumsy exposition where, like one of the officials at the airline goes, chicken and ribs would cause someone to make a large bowel movement.
Not on this plane, you know. But just when you thought it couldn't get any worse, Nicki Minaj has to shit on the plane. Iced Tea's wife Coco has to shit on the plane. Oh, that's fucking great. You get the arguments like, those diapers are for my girl. Oh man, that is fucking shit on the soul from the makers of Soul Plane, Airplane. They've done everything on a plane except shit on a plane. Oh, that's fucking great. Yeah, we pitched everything. It did like doing arithmetic on a plane. It didn't work.
Yeah. Farting on a plane? No, not quite. It's almost there, but
it's almost there. Oh man! All right. Wait a minute. There's shit all over this plane. The rescue team. God damn it! There's shit all over this plane.
Special guest appearance from George Kennedy.
Then you see like Jim Carrey gets out at the end. Do not go in there. Oh God. Oh God. Okay. Well, I have to say, we're gonna take a break. Let's take a break. I really have. I'm busting a gun. November 11th, by the way, we'll be at the. Actually, now we're not gonna be anywhere. The New York Comedy Festival is just canceled. We're gonna have to. I don't know. Gilbert and I will be doing that bit at a strip club in Secaucus.
And my podcast is Gilbert.
In conclusion.
Gilbert Gottfried's Amazing Colossal Podcast on GilbertGottfried.com.
Or as Gilbert's family knows, it's the only connection he still has to showbiz. The only reason that Gilbert Gottfried still has to go in front of a microphone. Oh. If this were like our E! True Hollywood story, like, at the end, they always end up in a place where they die, like in a different city. If this was yours, it would be like, coming up, Gilbert Gottfried boards a ferry for Hoboken. You are not shitting on this plane. All right, we'll take a break.
You are not shitting on this ferry.
From the makers of Shitting on a Ferry. From the makers of Shitting on a Tuna Boat. From the makers of Shitting at the Port Authority. All right, let's take a quick break. We'll come back with more places to shit. Oh. Hey, so I guess that was supposed to be like a commercial break, but I was getting the chocolate chip cookies with the M&Ms. Did you try these? Do you ever have these? Do you want some of these for dessert?
No, that sounds like too much already.
Oh, they're good, yeah. There's a type. You know what? This is a sponsor. These are the cookies for shit on a plane.
Oprah Winfrey presents Shit on a Plane.
Oh my God! Does that woman have to shit on this plane? That woman is not shitting on this plane. Oh, you know what? Liam Neeson in every movie he does now, he's like the anti-hero. Like in the beginning, he's an alcoholic.
He saves it.
Yeah. Listen, I'm not a good person. You're going to hear all this. I'm an alcoholic. I beat my wife. Sure. I ran guns to Cuba for years. Sure, fine. I was a corrupt cop, but I didn't shit on this plane. You're going to hear I once urinated on a plane. Sure. They're going to badmouth me. Fine, that's fine. Sure, I smack my kids around. Fine, that's fine. Sure, I once poisoned an elf. Fine, who cares? But I did not defecate on this plane. And with your help, I can help us land in a place that has bathrooms where you can all shit. Liam Neeson is taking a shit 3. That's Liam Neeson taking a shit. Liam Neeson is taking a shit on a plane. You've seen Taken 1, 2, Taken 3. Now he's taking a shit on a plane. Taking a shit on a plane with a bunch of African Americans. Liam Neeson. Listen, you're gonna hear all that stuff. You're gonna hear I was constipated once on a plane. Sure, that was true. You're gonna hear I had diarrhea on a plane. Sure, fine, that's fine. Sure, it's all true. But I did not shit. I did not shit in the cockpit of this plane. Sure. You're gonna hear the pilots are black. Sure, we all want white pilots. Sure. It's that premise could keep going on.
Yes. If you don't see shit on a plane, you don't know squat.
You've seen Taken. You've seen Taken 2. You've seen Taken 3. Now see Taking a shit on a plane. Or you don't know squat. That's fucking great. Anthony Anderson gained 40 pounds for this role. That is too good. That's what we call a home run in show business.
Special guest appearance by Tracy Morgan.
Tracy.
I didn't shit on that plane. I got to shit. Move out the way. I can't hold this one no longer.
And then when you think you say a pilot for Walmart veers into the plane. A Walmart jet veers into the plane.
Holy mackerel!
Not again. Not again.
Here we goes again.
Starring Emmanuel Lewis as Shaquille O'Neal's piece of shit. Sorry, Emmanuel Lewis plays a piece of shit. That shit is talking. It's like the Shaggy DA of shit. How is that shit talking? Is it me or is that shit talking? Is he talking shit? No, it's a shit talking. You've seen movies where people are talking shit. Now see shit talking. Oh my God. I don't know if Universal might pass on it. Or does Tracy have a deal? Oh, that's fucking. We almost have to move off of that.
Yeah.
Because I won't stop talking about it. Something I did want to talk about with Gilbert. A lot of the Stern fans are, again, I'm in Radar Online. I mean, this Radar Online kid is just really, he's not going to stop till Howard puts a hit out on him, I think. How he printed something else. I pointed out again, because a lot of the fans bring this up, how it's weird hearing Howard gush over Ellen DeGeneres dancing. Like not only does he tolerate the bit where he used to be really, vicious about it, he says he looks forward to it. Like, he can see why it wins Peabodys or something. And no one's buying that, really. But I pointed that out. But I also said how much I love Howard, and it's just odd to see this guy printed all the negative shit. And Howard pointed out that that's what this guy does. He's trying to start a feud. So this guy, I guess, is not listening to Howard, and that's something I guess Howard's not used to in the media. But he printed out, once again, every negative thing I said, trying to get Howard to comment on it. He did not comment on it today, and I applaud Howard for that. It's, again, the guy will stop. I could comment on it again because I'm not on the biggest radio show ever. It's me and Gilbert. It's me and Gilbert doing arguably the last comedy bit you'll ever hear. They were still getting work at clubs. Bananas was still calling. And then one of them said, shh. shit on a plane. Yeah, so in other words, so this article points out the Ellen thing, and Howard put it to bed, and I think Howard is right. I'm not going to, he shouldn't respond to it, and he'll stop doing it, I hope. But this guy, this
is why we brought it up in the first place.
Well, listen, this guy's going to another level, though.
Oh, yes.
You know, Howard, again, has not only likes the bits that Ellen does, he's gone to another level where he is friends with Ellen. Like, they hang out together, they socialize. And the same thing with Jennifer Aniston. They socialize. They hang out. There's pictures of them on the beach. The National Enquirer. And this guy is now printing verbatim stuff Howard used to say about them on the air during the news, even when I was there. And it is, I forgot how vicious it was. It's some crazy shit. Gilbert, would you like to read something?
Oh, okay.
This is Howard. Again, this is not Gilbert or me. This is actually Howard said this.
Okay. Who is pretending that this is at all entertaining?
I'm talking about the dancing.
When she dances, it's so douche-chilly unfunny. There's nothing funny or entertaining about Ellen dancing to the hippest song. She's dancing to Fetty Wap.
Wait a minute. That's I said that.
Oh, you said that?
I'm sorry. That's me. I'll get you the...
Okay.
I will admit it's similar. He gets to the... Okay, yeah, he goes... See, that's the thing. He goes to another level. I think he called her a cunt at one point. So this guy's doing a fucked up thing where he's sending... He's printing all the shit he used to say about Jennifer and Ellen. And, I guess he's trying to get them to see it as if they never saw it before. Dan, can you tell me how to Dan just staring at me? I'm looking for the part that where Howard said it. Stern's hostility for the generous lesson, blah, 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 blah. The professional slight in the trade. The king will media. Okay, here you go. Gilbert, start from here. Okay. Read from here. Ellen DeGeneres is such a jerk. This is stuff Howard actually said. And the kid's putting this in Radar online.
Ellen DeGeneres is such a jerk, Stern said, noting that he's never been one to interfere at other people's professional opportunities out of fear of bad karma. She would deny me my dream job because she doesn't like me personally, and that's why I told you Ellen's a cunt.
Well, that has to do with what he's referring to is he was possibly going to get offered the American Idol judging job, and she used to be... This is before America's Got Talent. So he wanted to do it, I guess, and she was a judge, and supposedly the rumor was she was going to quit if he came on, and they wouldn't, let him come on because of that. So that's what he's talking about.
Okay.
So he calls her a cunt because...
Yes.
Yeah.
He took things to a personal level, referencing the openly gay comic sexuality. And that face of hers... that face of hers...
Trump stole that one.
She looked like she smelled bad pussy. I think before she got famous, she had a lot of bad pussy. And that nose of her is forever crinkled.
Okay.
Stern said.
So,
he wishes she had a dick.
Again, this kid is trying to point out to Ellen that this is the guy you're about to go to Belize with. I mean, that is a major turnaround. I don't know. What is your take on that, Gilbert? You're an expert on show business.
There's more. There's another paragraph.
Another paragraph? Do you want to?
In the tirade, Stern said that the friendly image DeGeneres projects on air is totally farcical. Oh, she's such a foul piece of garbage. People who work with her know she's a tyrant ogre. This whole nice girl image of hers is horseshit fakery. She's miserable. She's a miserable woman. The outburst prompted co-host Robin Quivers to chime in. When can we just go ahead and say she's not funny?
Right now, you can say that now.
Yes. When is the statute of limitations up? We can finally admit she's not funny.
Oh, man. So, again, I mean, listen, Ellen DeGeneres is not going to hear it on this podcast. But
I thought she listens every week.
well, she's busy. I do, but people don't realize this. I do start off every show dancing. They just don't see it. You might see it in the documentary. And by the way, my face looks like I smelled bad pussy. Because before show business, I got a lot of bad pussy as well. But again, I guess this kid is really on sort of a manhunt now. And people on Twitter are tweeting stuff he used to say about Jennifer Aniston, which made what Gilbert the stuff about Aniston at some point made what Gilbert just read sound like, a love letter on, the end of Love Boat, the end of Fantasy Island when they get together. It just was, he had that real anger, but it shows you how great the show was. That's so fucking funny. A lot of those jokes, I think, might have been the work of Freddie Norris, the smelly guy. Because Fred is a classic example of a comedic genius, like I'd say Gilbert is. He has insane anger towards not just women, successful women, and a woman who gets more pussy than him. Like a lot of us comedians are driven by hatred for people like that. And again, so Radar Online is they'll probably print this, what Gilbert just said.
That's all out of my mouth. Not one word Howard said.
No, I love it. Radar Online's going to go. And then they went into a bit called Shit on a Plane. Cut to me and Gilbert at like the hearings, like the Benghazi hearings of comedy. We're in front of Jimmy Kimmel and David Cross on the panel. Did you say that an all African American cast would get the shits on a plane?
My client, Michael Corleone, does not have to answer that.
But Mr. Gottfried, would you tell me your relationship with Mr. Stern? I'm interested. Was there always a buffer between you and a what?
Yeah,
a buffer.
He had a lot of buffers.
Let me just say this: that a lot of my best friends are Jewish disc jockeys.
And one bad apple. It doesn't spoil the whole bunch.
One insanely bad apple.
Yeah.
This committee owes an apology, Senator. All that had to happen was that Richard Belzer had to sit down in the back, and he wouldn't do it. He wouldn't rat on another comic with Richard Belzer sitting there with his dog. Richard Belzer's little dog. Oh, that's fucking funny. Yeah, so I don't know, the Radar Online kid in a war that Gilbert and I are right on top of. We're covering the war. Well, again, I'll say this, Gilbert, an article did come out saying that Gilbert was banned from the show, and then, Gilbert had every right to call up Gary and ask about it, and Gary told Gilbert that they don't have comedians on anymore.
Oh, yeah.
And then Gilbert listened the next day, and they had 4 comedians on.
Yeah.
But
they had the entire cast of Mad Mad World.
Joey Lewis. Buddy Hackett. They had Buddy Hackett on. Hey, Howard, Buddy Hackett squeezed.
Hey, I just took a shit on a plane.
I saw Buddy Hackett just during Robin's News just crowbars in old jokes. Yeah, that reminds me, Robin. I saw Amelia Earhart, and she said, "Look at you, you fish fucker." What? That's a Buddy Hackett punchline. He says that in a tuxedo, by the way. So anyway, I think you could look at that. The comedian that was on the next day was Chelsea Handler. So you could look at that. You could look at that as one of two things. Maybe he doesn't like a lot of people consider her a comedian. Maybe that's it. So maybe he wasn't lying to you. We don't have comedians now. We just have Chelsea Handler. So that's a possibility. But were you hurt by that? Were you because you haven't been on in 4 years, and you've been called the greatest guest in the history of that show. You were the retarded black midget. It's Gilbert and a retarded black midget with one tooth who gets thrown to bachelor parties.
Well, all I could say about it is, good for him. He don't want me on the show. Good for him. Good for him, my man.
Well, he doesn't want that. He'd prefer Chelsea Handler's brand of humor. There's been, again, there's a new comedy feud where Chelsea Handler is accused of stealing bits from Jenny McCarthy. And they do, if you look at it, they do have similar. Chelsea Handler's signature bit, the one I love. And when comedians get together, we all talk about Chelsea Handler's bits. And up in Montreal, everyone got together, and every year we get together.
Yeah, when we were waiting in that basement area,
we all say,
we talked about it.
And if you get 5 comedians together, at some point they will start discussing their favorite Chelsea Handler routine. And mine, to this day, is when she wipes her underarm and smells it, and then talks about how she blew a guy the night before. Very funny stuff, and then makes a noise, a weird face, her face gets all contorted. It's very funny. It's very physical, and she did steal that. That's early Jenny McCarthy. That's early. Yes. If you watch early Singled Out episode, she does that exact bit. She smells her underarms, makes a weird face, and talks about a guy she blew the night. So are you upset, Gilbert, that even though she is one of our generation's greatest comics, that he'd prefer to have Chelsea? What is your favorite Handler bit?
Yeah. I wouldn't be surprised if him having her on was just a fuck you to me. Yeah.
Well, she is known as having the manners of a chimp, and that is how she got her name. That they actually called her assistant a Chelsea Handler. No, it's very. Listen, if you're gonna get bumped by somebody,
and she's the one whose father was a Nazi. Yeah.
Yeah, she went on that Ancestry. 2 people got fucked by that. Ben Affleck.
Yeah.
And Chelsea Handler, both, again, 2 hilariously funny people. Both went on there on Ancestry, whatever the TV show version of. And found out, I don't think it was her father. That is embellishing. No, it was her brother. No, she found out, I think, an uncle was in fact a Nazi, Chelsea Handler, and Ben Affleck had one too. And both of them got so upset that they tried to manipulate. I know Ben Affleck got in some trouble where he tried to bully them or pay them off. I think mostly bully them into not airing it. And Chelsea Handler started to cry, I think.
But there's a happy ending with the Chelsea Handler one, in that her Nazi father or whatever never actually got too many promotions. So basically, it's even worse than being a Nazi. He's a stupid, incompetent Nazi.
So what you're saying is, her uncle, father, whatever it was, to genocide what she is to comedy.
Oh yeah.
That should be her motto. My uncle purposely sucked at genocide. And it was just, she was trying to say it was justifiable. We're all familiar with the legal term justifiable genocide. She started to cry, Chelsea.
Oh yeah,
yeah. And I don't know if it was fake or not, but Ben Affleck, I think, really said, because you must wonder, these guys, like, I saw where Affleck's net worth, he got in trouble at the Hard Rock Casino because he's able to count cards, like a really good poker player.
Oh.
and he won $800,000 in like 2 hours, and they kicked him out. People forget that casinos are privately run businesses. They can kick you out just for being good at the game. You don't even have to be cheating. And it doesn't sound fair because they take your money, but they go, look, you're too good. You got to leave. And they did that, and he got mad, and somehow TMZ got a hold of his net worth. And it was $750 million supposedly Ben Affleck's worth, which means he made $1.5 billion to be worth that much money. And even if that's a couple $100 million off, whatever. And I think these guys make a boatload of money. I know this is true of Woody Allen, stuff you never even hear of in Europe overseas endorsements. Like Woody Allen supposedly makes a boatload of money in Swiss.
Oh, yeah.
You don't hear about it. And guys like Ben Affleck, Brad Pitt, they just cut deals where you could put, like, Rome could, for 4 weeks, is allowed to put their name on the back of a pair of jeans. They don't have to do anything. They get like $80 million or something. And that's how he has that money. And I think he was deathly afraid if his uncle was indeed a Nazi. He might lose the Israel gene mark. Yeah, so I don't know. But I think that Chelsea Handler's missing a great promotional Heil Handler. So anyway, I don't know. I would I felt because you got to remember I'm friendly with Gilbert, but I'm also an enormous fan. I'm also just enormous, but I'm also a fan of Gilbert from way back, especially on the Stern Show. And to hear that, to be a comedian now, and to be privy to inside information like that, to where Gary tells him we don't have comedians on anymore, and then you deserve better treatment than that, just for the fact of showing up and all the laughs you're responsible for. Don't bullshit me that blatantly, right to my fucking face. Oh, come on,
We don't have comedians on the show. That is not like it's Gilbert.
Oh God!
McDougal's House of Horrors. Yeah, you say you saw the Frankenstein monster?
What are you saying? Are you saying that picture moved, Lou? Paintings can't move, Lou. I'm telling you.
Are you saying you don't have comedians on the show anymore?
Chelsea Handler. Yeah, you're telling me there's no comedians on the show? No. Okay, fine. Chelsea Handler. It's Chris Hardwick. It's Ellen DeGeneres. Is that Ellen DeGeneres or a young Michael Jackson? Oh God, that is fucking great. Well, where can we find your podcast again, Gilbert?
Okay, Gilbert Gottfried's amazing, colossal podcast on GilbertGottfried.com. Subscribe on iTunes or SideshowNetwork.tv. And my Twitter is @RealGilbert.
Boy, you fucking memorized that, huh? That must mean money.
And now I got to get on that march with Quentin.
What happened?
What's his name? That director, Quentin
Tarantino?
Yes.
What did he do?
Oh,
he said the anti-cop thing.
Oh, yes.
What did he say?
Yeah. Oh God, I don't know.
Yeah, don't repeat it.
It's kind of like.
We have the story. Wait, I have the story.
Yeah.
We have an affidavit. We have it.
Yeah.
That's from The Godfather.
Oh,
too.
yeah.
What did he say? He goes, "We have it. What the hell happened here? You say that you worked for Mr. Corleone. You did murders for him. I had my own olive oil business. I directed Reservoir Dogs a long time ago.
They tell me Michael Corleone did this, Michael Corleone did that.
And I'm like, yeah. They tell me Quentin Tarantino directed this. All right, anti-cop bastard. Yeah, the New York Post is not going to give you any sympathy there. All right. What the fuck did he say? Quentin Tarantino on Monday saying the Inglourious Basterds director, the commissioner Bill Bratton of New York City, says that the director disgraced himself by giving an anti-police speech just days after the city's latest cop killing. Shame on him. Blah, blah, blah. So there are no words to describe the contempt I have for him and his comments at this particular time. On Saturday, Tarantino joined an anti-cop rally in Washington Square Park, where he riled up the crowd from a podium, bearing the words "Rise up, stop police terror." The director, whose 1992 film The Reservoir Dogs features an infamous scene in which a cop is tortured, mutilated, and killed, said he wasn't afraid to call cops murderers. Well, great. That's wonderful. Tarantino rep did not return a call or a comment Monday. Bratton also took a swipe at the head of the NYPD Sergeants Union, Ed Mullins, who was labeled some of the top cops, police's okay, go blah, 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 blah. It also then says that Tarantino might now be fired from his latest project in Universal, Shit on a Plane. But Tarantino, you don't see him a lot because he's a director. You knew this would happen. Tarantino's got to be 55 years old now. He's an odd-looking older guy. Like he was always, Tarantino was always an odd-looking guy, even young. But he looks like a guy that would, like he's been trapped in a house in the Upper West Side for he's been sheetrocked behind a wall for years. He's got that chin and the hair looks weird. But I don't know. Do you like his movies, or you never got into them? I got to admit, I'm a fan of Tarantino.
Some.
Yeah, but I know you don't like a lot of stuff past 1938. But I'm the same way. I don't love it, but I like some of his stuff. Where do you fall on the issue of the cops, Gilbert? Because you're always walking around the city. You like protection.
Yes. I feel very strongly.
Are you a fan of Ice-T's album Cop Killer? That's the greatest thing. Ice-T had in 1994 or 93 had an album out called Cop Killer, and this is just a great ironic New York moment. He did a gig at CBGB's, and some of his crew complained that the cops were not attentive enough in the security. They felt the cops were mailing in. The security. Really, the cops were not enthusiastic about doing security at the Cop Killer concert. Well, I'm reeling from the Chelsea Handler revelations. The Nazi, and of course, the Radar Online saga goes. I hope he. The greatest thing ever would be if the kid writes that Gilbert actually said all that.
Oh yes.
She is, in fact, a cunt.
Yes.
Well, that's that is true about Ellen DeGeneres. She is supposed to be a tyrant on that with the people who work on that. So I've known a couple of writers, guy writers, who she just emasculated because of that anger, and but just it doesn't even matter, the key grip she would yell at and get,
And remember when she had that TV show where she would go on a date with a different guy?
Yeah. It was called Insane Bullshit.
Yeah.
I know. Well, she had the sitcom for a while.
Yeah, that was such
listen,
a horrible
Again, she did the thing where, again, nobody shows the emperor's clothes here. She became a big deal because she came out on her fucking sitcom that was tanking. She had a sitcom that was tanking. Yeah. So at some point they get together with her agents and or whoever and go,
we got nothing.
We got nothing.
Yeah.
The original goal was to write funny things that you would say funny on a show. That's not working.
Yeah.
The
show sucks. Going off the air.
Right, and you suck on it.
Yeah, we might as well go for broke.
Right, so what we're going to do is we're going to take a slice of life, a slice of real life, and you're going to come out on the show. And as the timing's perfect, you're going to get these. No one's going to, believe me, we're not going to make the show funny. That's impossible. Yeah. But what we're going to get...
That we were dead coming in. Yeah, that was it. Yeah.
As soon as we found out you were the Ellen in the title. It wasn't Ellen Burstyn. when we found out that the Ellen in the title in the sitcom Ellen was you.
Yeah.
We knew that being funny was something.
We knew comedy was just
a utopian
way
goal.
off.
Like,
beyond our grasp.
I mean, we're talking like flying car shit. Someone actually said before we'll see a black president before you're funny, and that has happened. Before you ever got funny, there has been a black president. I do think you'll get funny before a Jewish president. But so they said we're gonna say you're coming out of the closet. We're gonna leak to the press that surprise, surprise, Ellen is gay, and you're gonna come out on your show.
But before we do it, let me practice my shocked face.
Let me do a spit take.
Yeah, because I'm almost as shocked as when Rosie O'Donnell came out of the closet. I still can't believe it.
Again, as shocking as you coming out, it's not as shocking as you saying something funny. So what we're going to do is we are going to, in fact, have you come out, and perhaps people will laugh at that. At it, not with it, at it. And you'll get, and again, we're goofing, but that's exactly what they hoped would happen, and it did. She got, so brave.
And then all these actresses wanted to be on this show because they knew it was in the news.
Exactly. They wanted to look like, okay, we're sympathetic. Towards all this, and we're friends with Ellen.
And that kept the show on way longer than it was going to be.
Well, look, and then you got people like, what was the name of that actress who pretended that she was gay to date her for a while so she could get famous?
Oh, Anne Heche?
Oh, yeah, Anne
Heche.
Yeah. So then you get really, really evil people like that in Hollywood, where Anne Heche will actually, pretend she's gay. She clearly wasn't. And she, to become famous, she literally held her breath and buried her face in Ellen DeGeneres' pussy for 4 years to get famous. And when she came up for air, she was in a Robert De Niro movie. That's what happens. That's fucking Hollywood, man. It worked for her, but then she went crazy. I think even she goes, wow, what did I do? And she was wandering around backyards. Anne Heche,
yes,
remember that?
Yes.
And I was like, you bury your face in her pussy for 4 years and see if you're not wandering around with a weird look on your face. So so stuff like that happened, and this portion of the Ross, it was smoking hot, by the way. And then Ellen, she parlays that into this talk show where now she can do no wrong because now she has sympathy. She cuts the hair, and she looks like Neil Patrick Harris's butchy brother.
And when she came out, she was still going with Anne Heche,
right?
And both of them are the toast of the town.
They are, exactly.
They're getting movie and TV offers.
She's in De Niro, Wag the Dog, De Niro movie she's in,
But meanwhile, at the same time, they're playing up how both of them are these blacklisted people that they're facing the worst challenge of their lives.
That is the worst thing. Especially in comedy, Hollywood can do is say something is brave when it's the easiest fucking thing in the world. Like a black comic doing saying the N-word in a bit is not brave.
Yeah.
Michael Richards was brave.
Yeah.
See what happens? But I'm saying they do the same thing with a gay woman, and it's great. God bless. It's awesome that we're there, but don't fucking piss in my face and tell me it's
shit on a plane.
Don't shit on a plane.
Don't piss on a plane and tell me it's shit on a plane.
She basically she parlayed it. She's got like $1 billion now on a talk show.
And that was the thing. Like they would say, they would play them up as the struggling blacklisted people.
Right.
And we interviewed her on the set of her latest movie.
I know. Exactly. She's in a movie. But It really is disgusting. I mean, you had to watch Ellen DeGeneres. Then what happens is she gets so much sympathy, and she's it's so politically incorrect to make fun of her that whatever she does is great. So that's how you get she dances in a monologue, and it's brilliant because people are afraid to make fun of her. People are afraid to say anything she does is bad.
And I remember they were talking on some special about Ellen DeGeneres, how she hosted the Emmys after September 11th. Like there's a billion people in show business that would have blown anybody to host the Emmys.
Yeah, especially after 9/11, because
yes.
you could do no wrong.
And I remember Anne Hayes said, Ellen saved the world that day. I said, excuse me, how exactly? I thought the interviewer should have said, okay, stop.
Yeah.
Anne, would you mind going into detail?
Explain
how she fucking saved the earth?
Explain what the fuck you just said.
Yes.
The only way for a comic to insult people and not get good press after 9/11 is if at a roast you say, I'll have a one-way ticket to the Empire State Building. Which a roast me and Gilbert were on 3 weeks after 9/11, the Hugh Hefner roast for I'm the comic right before Gilbert, the Aristocrats. So I leave, I sit down, Gilbert comes up, and that's a joke he does.
Yeah, I
in the grand ballroom of
I have to. It was like a day after September 11th.
It felt like it.
Yeah, and I said I have to leave early tonight. I have to fly to LA. I couldn't get a direct flight. We have to make a stop at the Empire State Building.
And everybody reacted, but it's so funny. Hugh Hefner's 7 blonde girlfriends were in the front, and you could see them all looking at each other going, what does that mean? None of them, I'm not even kidding. I looked at them, none of them knew what the fuck we were talking about. So great. So, like you see him go, too soon.
Yeah.
What I had to follow that night was fucking Dick Gregory gets up. Who was,
my God. That whole thing. Hugh Hefner allowed a black man into the...
Well, Hugh Hefner had a show in the 60s called Playboy After Dark, where he, was supposed to be a penthouse party. Late hour.
Hey, look, Robert Culp just walked in.
Robert Culp? Who's going to be in shit on a plane? So it's supposed to be this hip thing, and meanwhile, you look back on those things. He looks like the dork. He's got a pipe. He's before he got into a robe for the rest of his life, and he would have comics on, people like Lenny Bruce and blah blah blah. And one of them was Dick Gregory, who was a black comic who did a lot of political stuff, and again, he got more credit for being funny, like a Lenny Bruce, I think, because of what he talked about, more so than the jokes being funny. But, Hugh Hefner put him on TV, which wasn't, again, not a risk on Hugh Hefner's part at all.
Yeah.
He could only look good. And so, at this roast 40 years later, Dick Gregory gets up there and does 2 jokes that aren't even that good, and then abandons trying to be funny, gets real sentimental, and goes, you saved my life. You say what you did for race relations was unbelievable. God bless you. He standing ovation. People start to cry, and again, have 7 girlfriends are going, "Who's that? What is it?" And which was sexy as hell. And they Hefner is crying. Dick Gregory's crying. They embrace. People are crying. A standing ovation. He leaves. After 5 minutes of crying and applause, it dies down. Jimmy Kimmel goes up to the microphone, and here's what he says. You'll recognize this next comic from Hippopotamus Week on the Discovery Channel. Here's Artie and So, talking about digging out of a hole. I then said, though, "Hef, I smell pussy. Did you burp?" And then he laughed for about 3 minutes, which got him back. And then the girl said, "What does that mean?" It was an interesting night. And then I did my thing, and then Gilbert got up and did the Empire. But I got to say, did the Empire State? But he lost him a little bit. Then you said another.
Not a little bit.
Well, you did the Aristocrats joke.
Yeah.
And again, people don't realize the version that aired on Comedy Central does not have. It was so filthy they couldn't air it on Comedy Central because we aired it after midnight. They let all of us could curse, but so they show people laughing and guffawing at the aristocrat
Yeah.
joke, but you're telling another joke on the air.
Yes.
Right.
Yeah.
Rob Schneider's bowled over laughing, and he's that the aristocrat joke, but you're telling something else.
Yeah.
Which was funny, but that spawned the movie. Like you telling that joke spawned the movie Aristocrats. Your thoughts on this? It was called by people as the single greatest telling of a joke they ever heard.
Yeah, that was
Richard
what
Belzer's dog said that. No, it was really. I had known the joke, and when you started telling, I was like, "What?" And it was impressive how long you. I mean, guys, you should Google it. It's on YouTube. It's amazing. But did you know you were going to tell that?
No,
you just went into it, huh?
Yeah, nothing planned. I figured after I lost the audience, as
You had to
much
get them
as
right.
I did.
But that's still ballsy. I got to tell you, because you lose them a little bit or a lot, and you tell it. And again, any comic knows this. If you get an audience back, you got to try to get quick hits that are funny.
Oh yeah.
You choose to tell an 11-minute version. And it's still like in the movie The Aristocrats, a lot of the people they asked to tell it try to be real filthy. They still don't get near the filth that you approached at this roast. And again, you took a risk, and the laughter was legendary. But did you think of telling another shorter joke?
No. I figured go to the bottom level of hell.
Well, listen.
Yeah.
You should think about doing this shit on a plane pitch.
Yeah.
The shit at a roast pitch. All right. Well, we covered everything we promised we covered. By the way, Jack, this is very appropriate. On my cell phone, Jackie Martling just texted me, "Where do you do the podcast?" And I'm not telling him. Jackie Martling just texted me, "Where is show business?" I'm not. All right, so again,
Midget's fucking a hooker.
that's him. All right, so if you enjoyed this brand of humor, November 11th, you can see it live. If you're one of the 111 people who get into the Carolines, it's probably one of the bigger things at the New York Comedy Festival this year. I believe Judd Apatow's doing Carnegie Hall. I think Dick Gregory is telling that same story. And I think Gilbert and I are at Caroline's. Basically just repeating what we did today. But November 11th, Caroline's, 7 p.m. Is there a special way to get tickets? Just call Caroline's, right? Yeah. Yeah, GilbertGottfried.com. Okay.
Oh, yes.
And
where you could also hear my podcast, Gilbert Gottfried's Amazing Colossal
by the way,
Podcast.
congratulations is in order. The Village Voice voted you best podcast.
Oh, yes.
Come on, let's give it up. And I was very flattered by the article because it said, it listed guests, and it said, but especially Artie Lang.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, it said they were very, very complimentary. Now, what do you get for that? Did you get a trip somewhere?
Nothing. Yeah.
Did you get a green Wrangler shirt? No, but how does it feel? Because the Village Voice probably run by homosexuals who you've done nothing but abuse in your act for years. I mean, that is touching that they came. Will you, in fact, feel guilty about all the gay material you do? How about your bit fags on a plane? Fag shit on a plane. You will. I think you will change. Now that the Village Voice is like you will change that. Okay. I hope you do, and I hope that the Radar Online prints that you said all that stuff. I want to say I had nothing to do. The other thing that's great is it says in this article, it says C **T, and you just assumed it was cunt. You put, and you really hit it. You really hit it. You wound that up. Like you literally a wind up. You said,
cunt!
And then Howard said, because this proves she is in fact a cunt. That is fucking the wind up of Jackie Gleason. Jackie Gleason.
Oh, you're a cunt. Your mother's a cunt.
You are a cunt. She's a cunt, Alice. A cunt. All right. that being said, November 11th, 7 p.m. Caroline. Check this out and go to carolines.com, Gilbert.com. This is Artie Quitter, ArtieQuitter.com for all things Artie. Thank you to what is the cameraman? Let's mention the filmmaker here. Let's break the fourth wall. What do you want anything to say? You want to plug anything? How did this come about? I'm real curious. How did you're doing a documentary on Gilbert?
This is very meta of us right now. I'm
just saying, how far down the list was he? Who said no?
It's like, okay, Yakov Smirnoff definitely passed.
Did you call everyone with their own theater in Branson, Missouri? Did you call a lot of funny dentists? How far down? No, how did this come about?
I know Dara through a friend, and I said I want to make a documentary about Gilbert. And
wow,
this is a year and a half ago, and she called me. She called me in June and said, we've been going to every reality show, and I think we should make a documentary. Just come out with your camera and start doing it, and maybe he won't notice.
Yeah, well, that's great. No, good luck.
It's only about a month in.
Good luck with it, and believe me, I'm playing hardball to sign any release. One of my agents who called me, does want me to play hardball with the.
That's what agents we were talking about.
Yeah.
That. Agents can do one of two things. They can't get you the job, but once you get the job,
right,
they can either make unnecessary changes in the contract or tell you to pass because they know it's a bad thing.
Well, this was a younger guy at my agency, and he wanted me to maybe hold out for some money. And again, don't read into what I'm saying. I'd like to point out that while he was saying this, I could almost hear the headset he was wearing scratching against his yarmulke. Now, he may or may not have been part of Gilbert's race. I don't know. He had some interesting ideas on how to monetize me being in this documentary. Do you have a title yet for it?
No.
How about for you? How about last thing I've ever done? All right, Artie Quitter. Flippin', I got to say before we go, Flippin' is an enormous Met fan. He's been waiting for years. He's 30 years old. He's a virgin. He's just never done anything but look at the Mets and the Giants. Dude, how excited are you? What time is first pitch? When it?
8 o'clock.
Now, who's pitching for the Mets? Harvey's going. Are you happy with that? He's had a good postseason, right?
Yeah, he has had a good postseason.
Yeah.
One start was kind of okay. In the NLCS, he really dominated. The Royals are tough, man. I mean, there's no other way around.
Last year they were scrappy. It might be they go second year in a row. But the Mets, again, with the pitching staff the Mets have, any 7-game series, I think you're okay, right?
Yeah, they have a big advantage in the starting pitching. The only thing is the Mets defense is really kind of not so great.
Yeah, I was saying that. The Mets defense.
Gilbert and I were talking about it.
Kind of.
Yeah, Gilbert again did not grow up athletic. Surprise.
Yeah.
But of course,
stay tuned for this shocking news.
Yeah, but of course that is true though. Yogi Berra and Phil Rizzuto, they talked about how they grew up in Brooklyn or St. Louis. They wanted to be Cardinals. They wanted to be Yankees. And again, the players nowadays, no one grew up in the Dominican Republic wanting to be a Met. They're all just they got the money, but the Mets have a great team. And good luck, buddy.
Thanks,
I don't have the hatred. I've grown up. When the '86 Mets played, I had a hatred for Met fans.
Yeah,
and the Mets. And
I think I've softened your hatred for them.
Well, no, I mean years of life just beating me down with me getting a fresh coat of failure every 4 years.
Yeah,
has
you see them in a new light.
No, right. I know. Listen, I didn't realize how cool that Met team was, doing blow, fighting everybody. I should have liked them.
Yeah,
Kevin Mitchell should be in prison for Christ's sake. But. So good luck, and I'm rooting for you.
Thanks,
I think I'm officially rooting for the Mets.
Yeah, plus screw the Royals, right?
Yeah, right, exactly. Fuck them. I'm a Yankee fan, so I've always hated the Royals.
That was a rivalry once upon a time.
Big time. And very racial as well. All right, Dan Filato, great job sitting in the kitchen and watching me fumble, try to find an article. And we'll go. Dara Gottfried, you've brightened up the day again. And that's it. Gilbert, thanks, buddy. I'll see you November 11th. Right?
Yes, and the Mets have got a great defense. Can I just say that, please?
I hope Quentin Tarantino does. See you tomorrow.
The